All right. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. We're from Group Six. We're gonna be doing the discussion five for debate for English education class. My name is Ilham Muhammad Nafaldi with my friend Fariska, Mariam, and also Alikut or Alex. And today we're gonna start off with the in-depth discussion questions. Without any further ado, let me open the discussion with the first question. So, um, it's on page 108. How can schools balance protecting students' rights with allowing teachers to maintain classroom authority? Should one take priority when the two conflict? Okay, is there any of you who'd like to start?
I have an opinion for this question. Like, in my opinion, like have a balance and protecting student rights and also allowing teacher to maintain the close classroom authority. At the first time, probably we have to set a clear setting rules. I mean, like we need to have a expectation setting and also uh together we agree with the rules that have already settled down in the classroom, and also students should have a voice. And also should one take priority when the two conflict? I mean, like in this question, I feel like the students should have a voice, but the teacher probably should have a final authority in maintaining the other, because like teacher probably have a highest level in the classroom, even though we have a same voices, same right voices. But I feel like it will be more balanced if the teacher have the highest authority to what is called like to set up what is the end of the um the end of the probably how can I say it in English, like to settle it down, yeah, something like that. That's what I think for balancing the students right and also the teacher. Yeah, any other thoughts?
Let me continue. I think schools should balance students' right and teacher authority by the making clear and fair rules in the classroom. And in this kind of atmosphere in the classroom, students feel safe and respected. As the students are a human being, they have rights, and they have rights to be respected, right? And at the same time, like teachers also need a good control, have a right to control the teachable students.
See, I do agree with you guys. Uh, but I also think that teachers they still have the highest authority in the class, though uh, every participants, including students, they have the right to have a voice within the class. I think it depends on the situation, really. If one has a bigger urge or an emergency situation, then I think surely those matters could be discussed together, both by the students or the teachers. But I think I do agree with Fariska, where I think teachers they still have to have the highest authority. And yeah, I think that's it. What about you, Alex?
Um, Personally, I think the balance comes down to clear boundaries. So students rise. So before the like this semester is begins, I think the teachers and students they might need um, to set the clear boundaries between the teachers and students. I mean, they're what they can do in the class, what they cannot do. So I think the clear boundaries is very important. So it's definitely very important to let students have um, have rights to protect their dignity and safety, but they shouldn't use that right as you know they can do whatever in the class or to disrupt the class because they thought they had the right to talk in the class or in somehow like disrupt the class. So then I definitely agree that teachers when the two the, like when the two in a conflict, I think the teachers should definitely has the authority or the takes priority that I think the teachers need to have a higher status to restore the order. Yeah, that's my
I
opinion.
see. All right, thank you. Is there anyone who would like to add their opinion on this? No? All right. Okay. Now we're going to move on to our second question. What kind of support or training should teachers receive to handle conflicts with students and parents more effectively? All right.
Can I start?
Yeah, of course.
Um, I think teachers should get training in the sphere of communication and conflict management. I think this can help them to talk to students and their parents better, and they also need support from the school, like clear rules and help from the staff. So in this kind of communication and conflict management training, I think it helps better to be understood to the parents and to the students, and this makes like handling problems easier while the conflict like conflicts appears.
I see, I see. That's a good one. Is there any other opinion? All right, probably for me because I'm a PR student, I'm a public relations student, so I think I would suggest crisis communication because in public relation, crisis communication is used to reduce conflict, heat, and also reassure stakeholders who are complaining to them. So, it is a strategic and rapid way to simply give trust to uh, those the protesters. Be it's all about being transparent and while also protecting the the image or the school's reputation. So I think it would be the best if teachers they are trained to have a skill on crisis communication to deal with those kind types of conflict because I think it would be dangerous if students or parents they protest to one of the teachers of a certain school which also part of the school itself so it could really damage the school's branding it would damage the school's reputation. So that's why I think crisis communication would be better implemented in order to salute these kinds of problems. That's my opinion. Any other else?
I agree with both Mariam and also Aldi. Like mostly we need to have a training on the communication skills, of course, not just a crisis communication, but all of the communication skills that applicable in a school. And I thought that teacher should have a like a emotional management support. It's like a training to help the teacher uh, resolve the emotional tense when it's happened in the classroom. So kind of like a psychological, but like in the emotional stage. So I think like a receiving training from school is like a bare minimum. So I hope like every school need to have a at least communication skill training for the teachers that actually has uh, become a basic and also bare minimum for teacher to become a teachers. So yeah, also we need to what is like the baking the support that if the conflict raising more and also become a bigger conflict. I think like a school need to step out and then have a big and become a no become a sorry become a become someone become the one who is in the middle. I mean like not in not really having side in the teacher, not really having side in the parents too, but make it like a more wise side. So school need support the teacher because like teacher is a part of the school. So if school didn't have a have not supported teachers, it's probably become a worst school ever. Yes, I think that should have a teacher should have to train it before they become a teachers in the classroom and facing the parents. Yeah, that's what I thought. Any other ideas?
All right, thank you. What about you guys? Do you guys have any other opinion on this? I do really think this affects the school long-term career and their sustainability. I think it's really important to be discussed, I think. So, is there any other opinion on this?
It's still in the number two, right?
Yeah. So number two, yeah.
It's basically I do ever experience like actually I live in a boarding school, which is my teacher in the boarding and also my teacher in the school. It's like a kind of same like I saw their faces a lot. I mean like we which mean we live with each others. I mean like that. So uh still there is it's a play a big role. I mean like teacher here is playing a big role in my experience. Like I saw that my school really have a trained really training the teacher to become friendly, but it's not that friendly. Like they still have an authority like but the teacher is like really learning of how to actually become parents. Like yesterday the professor said like actually teacher cannot be parents in the school. Like it's a bullshit that a teacher is a friend, it's a bullshit that a teacher is like a parent, second parent, something like that. But I feel like if that in my experience at my point, it's kind of like a we need the teacher that become our parents. We need the teacher that really have a clear vision for what is actually good for us and have helping us a lot. I mean like yeah, they need this training from the school to actually how to become a parent something like that. So it's probably not that bullshit to become uh, parents in the teacher world, something like that. But I don't know if your schools something like that. You can also have share your experience probably.
Alright, just to remind you guys, I don't think we're allowed to use expletive words such as bullshit, I think.
Uh,
Okay, let's keep it under 18 yoga. Alright, alright.
okay.
It's alright, it's alright, it's
So,
alright.
so we're still on the second
I'm
question, right?
sorry.
Yeah, yeah, it's alright. Yeah, we're still on the second question. What do you think, Alex?
Uh, I think s- the so the second question is what kind of support and training should teacher receive to? I think teacher in my opinion, teachers shouldn't be just to be experts in their subject, and they need to be like a part-time psychologist in school. That means the school should provide de-escalation training when they are had a conflict when with the students or students start a trouble in class. So it's important to train teacher how to react on that kind of behavior, and and also having a legal system is very important. Or maybe a lot of teachers are afraid to being sued or harassed by the parents. So they need to um, they need to know the school has their back and legally and emotionally. So yeah, I think the school might need to provide um, some like a conflict resolution seminar, or the kind of mechanism can actually train the teacher to know how to react. Okay, that's my
Yeah,
opinion.
I do agree. I do agree with you. Yeah. Alright, is there any addition from anyone else? No?
I think it's enough.
Yeah, yeah, sure, 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 sure. So what were you saying, Fariska?
No, I think it's enough.
Okay, 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 okay. All right. Now let us continue to our third question. At what point does parental involvement cross the line into classroom interference? How can schools set healthy boundaries without ali- alienating parents? What do you guys think? I think I can start first with this. I think parents they cross boundaries in teaching or learning experience in classrooms when they told the teachers what to do in classrooms. So basically, I think it really, um, I think it really disrupt the teaching method that the teacher is using in order to teach their students. So I think it would also affect the conducivity of the classroom, which will make the classroom not as engaging, which is very important because students would learn more efficiently if they're engaged in the class. They would become more focused and they would be motivated to learn because of those engagement. And if the just imagine if like the teacher they have like already have the perfect like learning method for the students, but then those years of building that method is destroyed just because the parent don't agree with the teacher. They wanted to be involved in the classrooms. I think it would be such a it would be suck for the teacher and it would be suck for the students as well. So, I think how can schools set a healthy boundaries without alienating parents? Well, I think it's simply reassure the parents and give some awareness about the teacher's method to create trust from transparency. So basically, I think most parents they don't trust the teachers that much because they are not aware of what are their children doing in class, what are they studying. Basically, I think they need to have a good communication. This is actually pretty related with, again, with my major, public relations, where we have to like have a good relationship as well with the stakeholders. I think parents is also part of the school stakeholders where we want them to trust us. So why don't give them like transparency as much as needed, not too much, to keep them uh, to maintain their trust in us, in the school, in the institution, and also the teacher. So that is my opinion. What do you guys think? It's all right. We can start from probably Mariam. What is Alexis Bex? Okay.
Yeah, I think parental involvement becomes interferes when parents try to control the teacher or the classroom rules, right? And in this case, the chaos occurs in the classroom, I think, because the students may lose their focus during the like lesson, and it's always complaining about the grades and or some kind of decisions, right? I think parents should talk about the grades, not in the classroom with their like children. It should be done out of the class, only with the teacher face to face. And in this case, like children are not gonna lose their like focus. And I think schools can set up clear rules related to parents, and in this case parents know their boundaries about like what is allowed and what is not allowed. And these clear rules, and I think teachers themselves should keep good communication with the parents, like always, all the time. And this helps like avoid conflicts before the conflicts like comes, and it helps to build the trust for the parents about the children's future.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Trust. Yep. Yes, I do agree
Um,
with you. Okay.
yeah, I agree, all of you. I think involvement is great when it's about supporting their kids' growth, but it crossed the line when parents try to macromanage everything in class, or they tell the teachers my kid is special, or my kid needs a special care to the parents, to the teachers, which is quite common in China. So the parents is involved in. So in China, the parents is highly involved the some sort of in education, in their kids' education. So they're always trying to give the teacher good stuff, some presents when it's the festival or something. And actually, I now there is like new trending in China. The teacher actually asked the parents to being more involved in their kids' education. So they basically let parents do a lot of job, like grading, like to correct their kids' homework. That's supposed to be the teacher's job. But in China, like a lot of teachers just ask their parents to do that. So I think this is kind of like not okay because they are the professionals, they are the expert in education. Why they would like let the parents to do that? So I think this is kind of problem in China. This highly like high involvement in education, like parental involvement, and even that teachers um like actively ask the parents to do so. And well, the second question is how the school set healthy boundaries without alienating parents. I think I think the teachers and parents should keep some sort of distance. They don't have so maybe the the parents want to reach the teacher, they can use email instead of having the teacher's personal contact, which is also very common in China. So we don't really use email. Just we'll add the teacher's personal contact like WeChat. It's some sort of like a social media where the where the two to use communicate. So I think keep distance is very important. That's my opinion on this one.
Yeah, keeping it professional. I do agree.
Yeah, keeping it professional.
Okay. Yes, I do agree with all of you guys. Actually, the parental involvement cross the line into the classroom is when parents trying to control the classroom decision and also like a threat threat challenge teachers authority. I mean they try to I am their parents, why you do this to my kids, something like that. This I think it's kind of like a border across the border, because I mean like whatever happened in the classroom, um but I yeah, that's need to keep in mind. Teachers should not be harassed to the children, but I think if what happened in the classroom, I think it should be in the classroom. uh except harassment, if except something like that. But if like about grades, about how actually teachers teaching the student, it should be like keep in the classroom, don't interfere. That's boundaries, I mean something like that. So how actually school can set the healthy boundaries, like Aldi said before, yeah, set a transparency is important, and also give a strict, what is called, like a boundary is also important. Rules, something like policy, is also important. But like I agree that transparency lead to trust. So when the teacher give a transparency to the parents could trust the teacher, and also could not could happen be better. I mean they do not interfere more, because oh, I already know that the teacher is something like that, that the classroom is like that. So why should I do wanting to know more? Usually the parents that want to know more and want to become a authority in the classroom, it's because there is no transparency there. There is no like a clear message. No, yeah, the clear visual in the classroom. Like the teacher say something like this, but their kids something like that say something like that in the room. I mean like in the house, in the home. Yeah, so they feel like they don't know what is right actually. So the parents could something like and see they don't trust the teachers a lot. So they try to enter the classroom and then knowing more about the classroom. So yeah, probably transparency need more, and it's playing a big role in the school environment. And also clear a set of boundary, and school can set boundaries, I mean like to protect the children and also the teacher itself. The school as a big one, I mean like as the whole who cover everything, is like a need to set up clear boundaries and also policy, so they kind of follow the rules. The teacher can follow the rules, and also the parent also can follow the rules. And probably um, the school can better than interfere immediately to through the class. The school can provide it like a place or a place to parents talk about what is their concern about the children, about the classroom or the atmosphere, something like that. So give it a space. School need to give a space to the parents, so the parents feels like they've been heard from the school. So it could be evaluation from for the school and also the teacher or maybe the classroom itself. I think that's all my answer, my
but I
opinion.
but I kind of like understand how like parents they don't trust teachers or like the school that much now because like of course like I do agree with all of you, but um let's like position ourselves as a parents. You have a children, you have a daughter, you have a son, you uh uh and then they go to school, they go to classrooms. I think my main concern as a parent is that the environment, the friends, will they become a bad influence for my kid, you know? Because like in Indonesia, even like elementary schools students, they know like dirty jokes, like dirty memes. One of the most popular memes, dirty memes in Indonesia is called jomok, if you guys don't know. So it's very bad, it's very explicit. So jomok is a meme about black dudes that are having sex, and that is known by children, which is very bad in Indonesia. Even my cousin who are still in elementary school, they know jomok. So can you imagine, like as parents, I'm thinking of my children that oh my god, still so innocent. They're still so little, and then they met another friend who are a bad influence for my kid. Then I think one of the main concern for me is the environment. I don't want my kids to be like affected by those bad influences. You guys understand what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm totally agree with
Yeah, yeah,
you.
I agree. I just I just think, what if the kid, like the spreading the dirty jokes is your kid? What are you gonna do about
Yeah, yeah.
that?
Well, well, yeah. Nah, I won't let my kid spread those jokes. Nah,
Yeah, yeah,
nah, nah, nah.
Um,
decent.
I would
Yeah,
raise my kid as in the best way possible.
I agree about that.
I think that's why parents should be close with their children, like friendly, not as a friend, but friendly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Mm, right.
I agree.
So, has anybody shared their thoughts on question number three? Yeah.
I
All right.
think
Mm.
Okay. Before we continue, Fatia, how much time do we have left?
oh my god, wait, I need to check it on my phone.
There you go. So,
In here, it's says 26, but I'm not sure. It's our time. Never mind. It's alright.
I think we can
It's
discuss
around
one question.
17, it's around 17 minutes.
All right.
Like right now, probably 16 minutes.
All right. All right. It's fine. Okay. All right. So we're moving on to question number four. Do you think
Let's
Korean?
move to the fifth one.
Oh, the fifth.
We don't know anything about the Korean educational system. Like we,
Ah,
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit tricky. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Let's move on to another one.
All right. All
mm,
right. Let's move on to the fifth question. What role should students play in shaping classroom rules or school policy? Can student voice be part of classroom management without weakening teachers' authority? What do you guys think?
yeah, I feel like we need to be part of the classroom voices. I mean, like, we also have the class, not just the teacher that own the class, but we also own the class. So I feel like as a student, I want to my voices to be heard, and when it comes to the decision of the making rules on policy, they need to know our thought, our view about these policies or the classroom rules, something like that. Yeah, so that's what I think. Like, I think we need to be heard because back in my experience, I do live in a boarding school that is like yeah, we basically in a school like 24/7. So it's like if that there is no way to our voice to be heard, it's kind of rude. It's kind of like a really hard for ourselves to keep it in there, keep it ourselves in there. I mean, like, I don't want it, but so in my school they have a like student councils, something like that, student councils that if represent ourselves. So we basically like a meet and then gather like a meeting for only students that can share our thought, and after that the student councils will make it wiser. I mean, like, we'll cope everything, the information, the evaluation, even the criticism or sarcasm, something like that, and they will cope it, and then they will try to make it wiser, make it more formal to present to the teacher, so the teacher could hear our voices with the good tone. Good tone, because probably students usually voicing their voice with a harsh words. So yeah, that's kind of like help us to show that we actually want like this with in the kind of way, and then the teacher could consider it, and then if the teacher refuse to hear that, I mean, like, to approve that, refuse to approve that, they probably give us like the reason why this is cannot be approved here, and then have a clear transparency there. I mean, like, okay, you cannot approve our voices, it's because like this, there is um reason for non-approval request, yeah, request. But if like it's probably can use, we probably have like several requirements to could there is something like that. So it's kind of transparent both within us, between teachers and the students. So I think it's kind of a good way to having a clear and also good environment, healthy environment in our school, something like that. Yeah, that's all for me.
Yeah. Actually, I want to say the same thing. Fariska said it all. I think I'm just gonna bring up a case in Indonesia later on. I want to hear from you guys first.
Who's going to do first? Mariam? Okay. Sorry. You want to
Me?
do it first, Mariam?
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm totally agree with Fariska's idea. I think students should play an active role in shaping the classroom like rules by sharing their ideas and opinions. Because I think being heard is the most important things in human being, not only in the like schools, right? And when someone like feels being heard, um, that person feels respected. And I think when students feel respected, they feel involved like the process, and they feel more responsible, and they are like more likely to follow the rules that they set up on their own. And I think it also helps to create a more creative atmosphere during the classroom, right? And like they share their ideas between each other, they're gonna be more friendly, and they're gonna start respect each other's ideas. And it gives, after all, it gives a positive environment in the classroom.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, agree with you. So, so the the as you said, if the students help make the rules, they're more likely to follow them because they feel sense of ownership. And I think in this way, it doesn't weaken authority. It's actually build respect. If the class agrees that on like no phones in the class, like this rule is made by teachers and students together, and the students will actually uh, follow this rule because they made this rule. So if they violate this rule, they will be like kind of like they didn't keep up their promise on on that one. So in in this situation, teacher is not a dictator anymore. They're just uh, forcing a new community agreement. So actually, it's really funny to say this. I had this experience in my high school. Uh, I actually launched a anonymous poll about the students to 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 have a new room in our classroom. So so I did this and I wrote a 10 pages of like a new rules made by our students. It's just basically me to came up with that idea, and then I submitted to that teacher um, to ask for the permission to let this rule comes into force. And it's very our teacher is very like reasonable and rational teacher. She agreed on the new rules. So as long as you guys agree on this one and you can keep up or you can follow the rules, there's no problem. I'm not you know like I would not take it personally. So I really glad she um received our proposal, and then we had a new rules and everyone just can follow that, and also the teacher follow the rules because in our classmates in our rules there is one thing like teacher need to finish class on time and are not allowed to overrun the class. And also like we had a thing in China is called a class fund, so everyone need to contribute to the class fund to as a like a as a saving for the classroom. We need to use that money to purchase something we need to use in class, such as the mob, the trunk you need to use to write, something like that. And sometimes that money is kind of like a gray area field that we use that money to purchase gift to to teachers. So in our class, many students they some like many students it comes from a low income family, so they actually very sensitive about their money. The financial control was controlled by the teacher or main teacher or the director. I don't know how to say that. So I noticed this and I also proposed also to the poll, and we want to uh, control that money by our students, run by our students. So we're gonna have a democratic way to select a person to in charge of the money, and every things we need to buy actually need to be approved by the students. So yeah, but this time the teacher kind of like angry, like upset and irritated by my action. And he thought like this is kind of insult because she didn't use that amount of money for her own benefits. So yeah, but after the like some it's kind of like a misunderstandings between us, and we finally worked that out, and I become the person to in charge of the money because the students saw the teacher is mad, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna, it's not my business. They kind of like chicken out, but whatever. And then I take charge of the money. So it's actually fun, and I love to participate in the class management. I think it's not weakening the teacher authority because she still has the authority in class. I mean, like the during the class when she is teaching, she has absolute authority in class. So I don't think it's gonna weaken the teacher authority. Yeah, that's my answer.
You will be remembered in that school, obviously.
Yeah,
That's some kind of like competition going on. You propose and you made changes to the school. That's crazy.
yeah, that was good. I miss my high school days.
Yeah.
Uh,
So for me, I think I'm gonna bring up a recent case about a student council, the head of student council in Indonesia. So, uh, so um, in Indonesia, there's a program called Free Nutritious Food, a program helped by Fariska's president, not mine,
Your president.
your president, and they actually get so the fundings of this free nutritious food is actually taking from the heavy amount percentage of teacher's salary. Get it? So teacher salary are getting lower. So there's one student council in one school in Indonesia who speaks out about this. So the student speaks out about they are refusing the free nutritious food in their school in order to criticize the government because they take money from the teachers. So the student council suggests that the school should refuse the free nutritious food, right? So this is not.
But I'm sorry, but I don't think that is from the school teacher's salary. Is that?
Yeah, it is from they're taking money from the education sector, and education sector distributes money
Mm-hmm.
to the teachers, to the lecturers, basically. So
Okay, okay. You
okay,
can keep going first.
okay. So um the question is not what happened if parents are involved in in student voice in school, but what happened if the government are involved in here because then so then free nutritious food here are taken care by the what is it called by the National Nutrition Agency in Indonesia. So it is assumed that the National Nutrition Agency threatened the the student council to clarify and apologize for the speech for his speech that refuses the free nutritious food the in their school, and his teachers also encourage him to apologize so that they're not getting into any trouble because being critical in Indonesia is kind of like dangerous. You could be kidnapped by the secret agent. So it's yeah, it's very dangerous. So how can I say how does free nutritious food take money from teacher salary is because um in Indonesia, there has been so much efficiency on their new program, and there's this other program which I explained before, free nutritious food, which is taking from money not only from the education sector but also from many other sector. Education sector is one of them. So, and education sector funding goes to lots of other um, needs that for education purposes like facilities, teacher salaries, welfare and income, and also even insurance, student insurance, some of them. So they took money from that and from those from the education and they use it on nutritious food for a ridiculous reason to prevent stunting. Do you guys know stunting? Stunting is the what is it? What is it? What is stunting? So it's basically when you fail to grow uh in early ages, so you don't grow tall or like
Malnutritious.
malnutritious. And but we don't need that, so it's crazy.
It's kind of like a hilarious program, but I know that they tend to be kind, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's Pariskas president, guys.
No, it's yeah, it's my president and also your president.
Irene, Ryan. Okay.
In high school? It was in high school?
um, in
In every school.
every
Oh,
school,
in
like
every school. Oh,
elementary, middle school, and also high school, they
Yeah.
right, and
Not
also
to
mm,
in,
mention, not to mention many food poisoning cases from those trivia.
yes,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
and
oh my
also
goodness.
mhm. And when you say like a glass bone, uh, Alex, like
Mhm. Yeah,
actually
yeah,
in
yeah. Class
Asia
one?
also there a class bond like we collect the money for the class mop, class broom, something like
Mm,
yes, right? The in your school too. So it's kind of like I think it's like a general. I mean, like for sometimes buying the teacher present or
mhm.
and the teacher's day and something like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's the same.
Let's see.
But yeah.
What do you
Wait.
think?
So
Okay.
I think we don't have any much time left. So probably it's time for Mariam's turn to give a closing statement.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Uh,
Good luck.
so today we discussed the chapter 6, who owns the classroom, rights, authority, responsibility in school life.
Hmm.
And I think we all thoroughly agree with each other's ideas, and I'm learning a lot from this subject from like all of you guys. And that's it for today.
All
Thank
right.
you for participating.
Thank you,
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye
guys.
bye. Stay safe.